Welcome to the European Association for Higher Education Advancement's YouTube and podcast channel. Today, we're diving deep into online learning.
Oh, perfect.
Specifically, how it can be a real game changer for non-traditional students. Like you listening right now, we're going to be unpacking a really insightful article from the EAHEA itself.
Right.
They're really known for making sure education is top-notch.
Yeah, they're a great resource.
So just imagine if you could learn on your schedule.
Right.
No more having to bend over backwards to fit into a rigid structure.
Exactly.
That's the power of online learning. And for non-traditional students, it's been huge.
It really has. I mean, think about it. Traditional education, it's like, okay, everybody do this at this time, this way. But for so many people, that just doesn't work.
Right. Life gets in the way.
Exactly. Jobs, family, all sorts of things. And this article, it really stresses how online learning flips the script.
It does. It's all about flexibility.
Yeah, giving students that power to learn on their own terms.
And speaking of breaking down barriers, this article from EAHEA talks about how online learning is making education accessible to anyone, anywhere.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
No more geographic limitations.
Yeah, that's a thing of the past. Think about it.
Yeah.
Students in rural areas.
Right.
People with disabilities that make travel tough, or even folks who just learn better in their own space. They can all access higher education now.
It's pretty remarkable.
It really is. It's opening up so many doors.
And there's another aspect that EAHEA brings up that I think a lot of non-traditional students might connect with.
Oh, what's that?
Anonymity.
Interesting.
Have you ever felt like a bit intimidated going back to school after a while?
Oh, absolutely.
Like in a traditional classroom setting?
Yeah, especially if you're older. It can be a little nerve-wracking.
Right.
Totally. Like you're walking into this room, and everyone seems so young.
And you're thinking, do I even belong here?
Exactly. But online, it's different.
I mean, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, you can just focus on the learning.
And not worry about what people think.
Yeah, your age, your background, it kind of fades into the background.
So it levels the playing field.
Exactly. Everyone gets to participate.
And feel comfortable sharing their thoughts.
Without feeling judged or out of place.
Exactly.
It's all about creating that safe space for learning.
Where the focus is on what you're learning, not who you are.
Precisely. And that can be so empowering for non-traditional students. And, speaking of leveling that playing field, the EAHEA article really digs into how online learning can be,
easier on the wallet.
Exactly. More affordable?
Yeah, that's a big one.
It is. And the article highlights all sorts of ways online programs can save you money.
Right. Like, obviously, tuition is often lower. But then there's no commuting.
Yeah.
Cheaper textbooks. Sometimes you can even save on childcare.
It all adds up.
It really does.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, those savings, they can be what makes or breaks the decision to go back to school.
Absolutely. It's not just about, having a few extra bucks. It's about making education possible in the first place.
Opening those doors that might have seemed,
Closed.
Closed, because of finances.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just tuition, too.
Oh, right.
Think about how a degree or certificate can boost your career.
Oh, yeah.
Online learning can lead to higher earning potential.
Which can change everything.
It can. It's an investment in your future.
Totally. But, okay, let's be real for a second. There are still some things people worry about with online learning.
Of course.
And one that comes up a lot is support.
Yeah, I've heard that.
People worry they'll feel isolated.
Right, like they're missing out on that classroom vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what does the EAHEA say about that?
Well, they address it head on. They actually point out how much online learning has changed.
Oh, interesting.
It's not just, watching lectures in your pajamas anymore.
Right, there's more to it.
So much more. A lot of programs have amazing support systems now. Oh, yeah. Sometimes even better than what you'd find in a traditional setting.
So it's not just you and your computer screen.
Not at all. We're talking virtual tutoring, dedicated advisors who are there to help you.
Wow.
And then there are these vibrant online communities.
Oh, cool.
Where students can connect.
So you're not actually isolated.
Nope. You can chat with other students, share resources, even form study groups.
That's amazing. I think people picture online learning as this, solitary thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that way at all.
And it's all thanks to technology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Discussion forums, video calls, all these tools that make it so interactive.
So it's not just about replicating the classroom.
No.
It's about using technology to create something new.
And in some ways, even better.
Especially for, like, non-traditional students who need that flexibility.
Yeah, they need support that fits their lives.
Which brings up an interesting point that the article makes. It's like online learning is blurring the lines between traditional and non-traditional students.
I see what you mean.
It's making education more inclusive.
It is. Everyone can benefit from these new approaches.
It's not about separating people based on, like, their age.
Right.
It's about creating a learning environment where everyone feels welcome.
And supported and empowered to succeed.
Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see how online learning has, like, really stepped up and figured out how to help all sorts of students.
Right.
Thinking back to that EAHEA article, I
Yeah.
mean, it's clear that things like flexibility, making it easy to access, being affordable, and having good support, those are all huge reasons why online learning has been such a big deal.
Yeah, especially for those non-traditional students.
Exactly. But was there anything else in that article that really stuck with you?
You know what I found really interesting? It was how they talked about all the different ways teaching happens online.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not just about taking a regular lecture and putting it on a screen.
Right.
Teachers are coming up with totally new ways to get students involved online.
Using, like, interactive stuff and multimedia and all that.
Exactly. They're using technology to make learning better, not just doing the same old thing in a new place.
Gotcha. So it's not just about putting the classroom online. It's about making the most of technology to make learning even better.
Yeah. And this is where they bring up something called andragogy.
Andragogy?
Yeah, it's a whole theory about how adults learn best.
Interesting.
And it's all about letting people have more control over their learning.
Okay.
Using their own experiences.
Makes sense.
Making sure it connects to real life. And online learning platforms are actually perfect for that.
Because a lot of non-traditional students,
Right?
they've already got tons of life experience.
They do.
They're not just starting from scratch.
Exactly. They want to actually use what they're learning.
In their jobs, their lives, everything.
Right. And online learning can give them the tools and the flexibility to do that.
Like how?
Well, think about it. A lot of platforms use simulations and case studies and projects.
Okay.
So students aren't just listening, they're actually doing stuff.
Hands-on learning.
Yeah. Learning by doing. Which is perfect for how adults learn.
It's like online learning was made for them.
In a way, it was. And the EAHEA article also talks about the huge variety of programs you can find online.
Oh.
Like if you're looking for a specific certificate to boost your skills or a bachelor's degree or even a master's, you can probably find an online program that fits.
So it's not just about one type of learning.
Nope. It's about options.
Having all these doors open to you.
Exactly. No more being limited by where you live or what a traditional school schedule looks like.
You can pick what works for you.
Exactly. And that brings us back to online learning being this, this force for making education fair for everyone. It's breaking down those old barriers.
Yeah.
Making sure everyone has a chance to learn.
It's pretty incredible when you think about how far online learning has come.
It really is. It's not just a backup plan anymore.
Right. It's its own thing.
Yeah, a powerful tool for people who want to grow.
Especially for non-traditional students. So it sounds like we've learned a lot today about how online learning can be a real game changer for people going back to school or just wanting to learn something new.
It's been a great deep dive.
It really has. And I think we've only scratched the surface of what online learning can do.
Totally. As technology keeps getting better and teachers keep coming up with new ideas.
The possibilities are, like, endless.
Exactly.
So if you're out there thinking about taking that next step in your education, don't count online learning.
It could be exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah. It might just be the perfect way to reach your goals and learn on your own terms.
Couldn't agree more.
If you're thinking about going back to school, remember online learning is like a giant, always growing library.
Oh, we like that.
While traditional education is more like a museum exhibit carefully put together.
It is a good way to think about it.
So which one fits you better?
That's the real question.
And we hope this deep dive has given you some things to think about.
Me too.
And hey, don't forget to follow the European Association for Higher Education Advancement on YouTube and social media.
They're a great resource.
Oh.